Independent educational content. Views and opinions are entirely my own and do not reflect the official policies or positions of Akamai Technologies. All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a strategic deep dive into the absolute backbone of modern streaming, Akamai Adaptive Media Delivery. We're going to unpack the globally distributed architecture that actually allows broadcasters to survive millions of concurrent viewers without dropping a single solitary frame.
So here's the harsh reality of modern streaming, right? Global audiences have basically zero tolerance for buffering. I mean, think about it. A sudden spike in demand hits, the viewing experience degrades, and boom, that translates instantly to provider churn and some seriously long-lasting brand damage. The challenges of online content delivery are just growing relentlessly. It makes it incredibly difficult to deliver that consistent, high-quality experience, especially as your audience rapidly scales up.
Section 1. Enter Adaptive Media Delivery.
Now, Adaptive Media Delivery is a purpose-built solution, and it's optimized specifically for Adaptive Bitrate or ABR streaming. Essentially, it takes all the guesswork out of video scaling. How? Well, by dynamically adjusting the video quality to match the end user's specific network conditions right there on the fly. By securely delivering pre-segmented media, the system adapts instantly. It doesn't matter if your viewer is sitting at home on a rock-solid fixed fiber line or on a wildly fluctuating mobile connection while riding a moving train. This ensures continuous, smooth playback without that dreaded buffering.
Section 2. The Akamai Connected Cloud. Okay, so this whole architecture leverages what's called the Akamai Connected Cloud. And you gotta understand, this isn't just some centralized cluster of servers sitting in a single isolated data center somewhere. No, it's an inherently and globally distributed network. Working with an architecture like this takes those massive reliability, scalability, and security concerns and literally takes them right out of the equation. Think about a sudden global viewership spike, like say a major sporting event or a huge breaking news alert. This cloud acts like an enormous shock absorber for your entire streaming infrastructure.
Let's look at exactly how it pulls this off through the sheer power of proximity. By placing servers across more than 200 countries and territories, which is absolutely huge, the network transparently mirrors elements like your media objects much closer to the end users. The server is just automatically chosen based on the user's network location. And by doing this, the network actively bypasses what we in the industry call the middle mile of the internet. You know, that area notorious for causing massive bottlenecks. By delivering the content over the last mile directly to the viewer, it dramatically speeds up downloads and heavily reduces your vulnerability to network congestion. Bottom line, when it comes to streaming, closeness truly counts.
Section 3. Supported formats and protocols.
This kind of technical versatility is absolutely essential for business flexibility. Adaptive Media Delivery securely supports pretty much all the major video formats you'd need for both live and on-demand media. We're talking HTTP live streaming, MPG-, CMAF, as well as Microsoft Smooth Streaming and HDS. What this really means for you is that you aren't locked into some rigid ecosystem. You've got the standard capabilities required to reach your audiences on literally any device, from a desktop browser to a mobile app, all the way to a smart TV in the living room.
Moving on to Section 4, Massive Scale and Reliability. This relies on what we can basically call the 3 pillars of broadcast-grade streaming. So, Pillar 1 is dynamic load distribution for massive scale. The distributed network dynamically and intelligently distributes the delivery load all across its infrastructure. This allows you to scale up rapidly for truly enormous audiences. And here is exactly why this matters so much. This scaling works flawlessly whether that massive viewership was meticulously planned months in advance or if it was completely, totally unexpected. Either way, you are covered. Now, the second pillar? That is a 100% uptime service level agreement. Think about this. In an industry where literally just a few seconds of downtime can destroy audience trust and result in serious lost revenue, having an explicit 100% SLA is a tremendous differentiator. It legally guarantees superior video reliability for your business. It backs that globally distributed architecture we just talked about with absolute certainty. And that brings us to the third pillar, origin failover. This is essentially your architectural safety net. The system is continuously monitoring your primary origin server's health. If it detects a sudden outage or some massive traffic overload, it automatically and instantly reroutes those user sessions to alternate origins at the edge of the network. The best part? The viewer just keeps right on watching their stream, totally unaware that a failure even occurred behind the scenes.
Section 5. Future-proofing your streams.
Let's pull this all together. Deploying this architecture unlocks some major strategic outcomes.
First off, you consistently optimize that playback quality, which naturally keeps your audiences engaged and extends overall watch times. Furthermore, utilizing features like token authentication and access control directly protects your premium content and, by extension, actively secures your revenue streams. Alongside all of this, advanced analytics give you real, actionable insights into the actual quality of experience your users are having. It's really a complete recipe for long-term monetization.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. I want you to look closely at your own technical setup right now. Is your current streaming infrastructure truly prepared for the next unexpected global viral spike? Because honestly, when millions of screens light up simultaneously demanding your content, you really only have one chance to deliver a flawless experience. Do you have the proximity, the dynamic scaling, and the failover mechanics to actually make it happen? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into Akamai Adaptive Media Delivery, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.